This video is only one part of an in-depth review, so check out the rest at thegoodride.com. Thanks for watching.
This is the 156 Directional Twin from Tahoe Labs. We rode this with Union Strata, we rode this with Union Atlas, we rode this with Adidas Tactical ADV and Adidas Tactical Lexicon and Adidas Xera boots.
We rode this in hard groomers. We rode this in chopped up ice. We rode this in excellent, soft, perfect snow. We rode this in chopped up, icy snow right underneath nice, perfect snow that made it feel super uncomfortable.
We got it in the Peace Park. I got some concussion runs in the Peace Park.
He tried falling on it, testing it out that way. We do every single thing we possibly can for you, gentle readers.
Hey! And to give you a short summary, this looks like a free ride board. It has this like total directional nose and tail, but between the feet, it is a directional twin. Same width, nose and tail. Rides, looks free ride, but is so all mountain. And the only difference though is it gives you, mountain freestyle, but it's an all mountain board that can do a little bit of everything.
Yep.
And what it does better than most all mountain boards, sets way far back on board and gives you a shit ton of directional flow. Let's get into sizing. For me, this 56 was perfect.
Absolutely perfect.
It's a little on the wider side, I think. It does fit my feet really well though, and fits Peter's, but I think it's probably like, you know, keep it 11 and under. It's a wider board, but it didn't ride as much like that, especially comparing it to the Cruel Auto, which is a 26 waist. That felt much more wider and gunny. This felt much more turny, so I'm not sure what they're doing there, but they're making this work for our size 8.5 and 9s. Weight felt great. Our 185-ish, 75 to 85 pounds felt great. And to talk about the camber profile, you got a little bit of early rise in the nose, and in the tail as well, but a good healthy bow of camber. So it's that nice place where you've got a little bit of float, a little bit of early rise to make it a little more forgiving. It still tracks really well. It still has that camber feel. It feels a little like borderline semi-locked in, but not to the point where an intermediate would want to like shy away from this. I would say
it's not like full-on camber alert, you know? They're not gonna put it above the freeway and say, hey, if anyone's riding a Tahoe Labs,
camber alert, camber alert.
Catch this guy. You know, but a little more forgiving than that.
It tracks really well. It
which is my
really
favorite
stable
style of camber, personally.
Yeah, I like that. Almost bordering on being mostly cambered.
Yeah.
And I'd say, you know, a competent intermediate on up could have a good time with this. And as far as the flex goes, it's got like, here's the thing. It feels, they say an 8 out of 10. I would say 6 or 7.
I'd give it a solid 7.
It feels medium stiff right now. But this tip and tail have much more give than the nose, so it buttered really well for both of us. It's not the easiest butter.
It's not the easiest butter.
It's not just a soft twin with lots of rocker, but it definitely butters way better than you would think if you flexed it in a shop. And speaking of moving from shop to pop, this board has great pop. This carbon fiber top sheet might be doing something with that, but it just has a lot of natural energy without being too energetic.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not sending feedback, but it's not filling out the survey, you know, and sending positive feedback to you. But it definitely has just like a good, healthy pop coming out.
Yeah, real easy to ollie.
Real easy to ollie.
We're not Mr. and Mr. Pop.
No.
And we could easily access this and make this spring.
Yep.
And then now getting into like speed, I felt first off, the base was nice, had good glide. Maybe not the fastest base, not like maybe like the Stratos that has that really high-end, super easy gliding base, but it's close. It's on the upper end of the spectrum base-wise, and it seems like they're putting some time and effort into making the base glide well. The board is damp. It's not an ultra mega bomber like the Tahoe Labs Directional next to me. That just felt like it was definitely a level up in terms of speed and dampness, stability at speed. But
no slouch either, man. I mean, on a good groomer, this thing still, like, absolutely had no problem going 60 miles an hour, and
it's nice that they combined the pop and the dampness.
Yeah, and feeling pretty solid there. But once I started picking up speed and a little bit of like choppy and more churned up snow, it definitely, you know,
you can feel the nose doing a little bit. Yeah,
it's not so much that, you just feel it kind of like twitch just a little bit, because it's, you know, it more wants to be kind of like twinish than your super directional bomber.
Yeah, like these, the Super Bueno and the Tahoe Labs that we rode on same days sometimes.
But that's just saying that it took a scotch down there and added it somewhere else.
But this was more damp than your most all mountain boards, and that's pretty cool. And
I'd call it the perfect dampness.
Yes, for Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was fine with it too. Edge hold, I felt it was good. Playing around with some disrupted side cuts on the same day, you felt it just a shade less in those hard to icy patches, but man, it held a really good edge, and it doesn't seem like they're doing anything really crazy with the side cut disruption wise, but it's got a competent grip that you had to dial back your turning in harder snow, but it did a good job.
Yeah.
And then turn initiation, it was, dude, for this waist and this width, it was pretty quick turning. I mean, thinking about the day before I rode this, I was riding the Endeavor Pioneer, which is probably a much better comparison than all these tapered directional boards you see beside it. And you know, this was faster than the Auto, but not as fast edge to edge as like an Endeavor Pioneer, which is another all mountain board, much more of a competitor to this than these boards. And same with the Auto. But turning and carving, this can rail a turn. It really, this feel underfoot, like the way this feels, it looks so directional, but it's really between the feet. It's not something where you lean back, and you can lean back and drive out a carve hard off the back foot, but it really doesn't feel tapered like these boards. You really feel a difference. You can really keep it between the feet and carve centered on this.
Yeah,
or you can ride center weighted really well.
Or you can just rail a hard churn, pop it straight into switch, and like start riding it, and then just pop it right back around, and it just has that playfulness in its churning. I truly enjoyed churning this, because I'm starting to get to that point in life where I don't need the fastest turn initiation edge to edge. That's not something I'm always looking for, you know? I want something that feels fun edge to edge.
Yeah. And this has that great turning experience. It is definitely more double ender, meaning the tip and tail are the same width. Old term from the 90s, 90s and the O's. But yeah, it doesn't have that surfy turn, it doesn't turn as surfy as it looks. It's very between the feet. It turns more like a directional twin would, because that's what it is. Yeah, and powder. So at a 22-inch stance width, set all the way back, you can get 4.5 inches back from center of board. That's a difference of nose and tail of 9 inches. That is massive. It is so far back. It's like up there with like the Stratos and like better than the Super Bueno and the Tahoe Labs Directional.
If you can take all of those 9 inches, I would just be blown away. Well, that's more inches than I need usually, for the most part.
Another story for another time. This has amazing directional float. You combine this extra long nose, this short tail, this early rise, and this width, you've just got such a floaty board for a directional twin, and that's the differentiator between this and most all mountain boards. And speaking of switch, very doable, very fun.
Oh, it felt great.
Yeah,
going
especially
when
we rode it set all the way back, and now, and then we rode it some other days centered.
Yeah.
On side cut.
Yeah, when it was centered, I felt really good riding it switch. And I normally don't feel good ever riding a switch. Ever.
Yeah, and you can take this in the park. You can go ride pipe. You can go hit kickers with this. It's going to be a lot better than it looks. It's it's real tricky. It's like an all mountain board disguised as like a tapered directional free ride board.
Yep.
And that's what makes this so cool. And all in all, super impressed. This is a board I'd like to own. It's perfect for that person who wants that modern looking shape, that trendy shape, but still wants a lot of that old mountain freestyle, true twin era kind of feel to it as well. It balances out really well.
If all you care about is the shape, then you should get this board. But if you also care about the way that it rides, you should also get this board. I would consider this one of my favorite boards I've ever ridden this year.
It stoked me. Yeah.
It stoked me in every single way possible up there. Here we are, gentle readers, at the Good Ride, the MLM of snowboard gear review. Major league mediocrity, multi-level marketing. We need you to go onto social media and tell 3 friends to come and watch this review. And for every 3 people you get to watch this review, you will get all your money back. 30 days, guaranteed satisfaction. Guaranteed satisfaction.
And welcome. That was a nice soft pitch. Usually they come in hard, you know, like a TV commercial. That was nice and soft.
All our reviews are a best effort, objective opinion from an average rider's perspective. There's no brand oversight, and we're free to say whatever we want. We send back everything unless it's a favorite, then we ask to keep those or straight up buy them. Now, if you need advice, fill out the Me Harmony profile in the Contact Us section of the site. It's the only way I can help you properly. If you want to support us, and if what we reviewed appeals to you, it helps if you buy through our links. So, thanks for watching.